Hello, a little more about my Army trainer Weathervane I made a few years ago. We had some high winds and it actually fell down, and one of the pilots broke off, came unglued, and also the tail fins were up a little ways away from the fuselage. So I got it down. I thought I'd explain a little bit how I made it and why. It's basically made out of wood and the fuselage anyway, which I used a heavy rasp for shaping. It's not to scale, but you can notice that the tail fin is larger than scale, just made to catch a little more wind. And also the wings and tail fin are made of aluminum, sheet aluminum, which I painted. And I had a friend he was starting some sticker business, and he made me up the decals. And probably the most puzzling part for a lot of Weathervanes is the swivel underneath, for it'll go in the proper direction with the wind. This here I made out of an old office chair wheel. I took the wheels off and I mounted the aircraft onto that. And the washers, fender washers, I used for a tire. They look like shock absorbers here. Those are actually just sheetrock screws. And rather than weld them, I used tiny rivets to hold the washers to the sheetrock screws, and then just simply screwed it into the wood. Propellers made of sheet brass and aluminum. I had an aluminum nail in there, but it wore so thin over time, I replaced it with a steel roofing nail. And you can see it's still somewhat wobbly, and eventually someday that'll have to be replaced too. Okay, now the reason why I made this, well, every Weathervane should have a story. Right here in this field here, my little garden I added a couple years back, well, a few years back, I found a relic from the past, and it was from my older brother's hand-controlled airplane manufactured by Testers or Cox. And anyway, its life was short because it almost made a full circle, but he elevated too high, and then he tried to compensate too fast, and it came down hard. And about 50 years later, I found that pilot, which stirred my memory banks and made me want to make a Weathervane to help remember my childhood youth. Anyway, hope this was helpful, and keep the old folk art Weathervanes flying, keep them in the air. I'll try. And oh, the base, I used just a floor flange to hold it, an elbow, and about a 12-inch nipple for the base of this. And you know, bring your swivel right to the hardware store and check the inside diameter, see how they fit. This one here, I have to put a few layers of electrical tape around where it fits snugly into the plumbing pipe. And that's about that. I have a wonderful day and enjoy making those old Weathervanes. Well, bye-bye.